When I tell you guys that John Mahama, Ghana president, is not here to play, you think I'm joking. He has broken another record. Let's get.
So President Mahama is now the African president. Anytime there is anywhere ever there is African function or heavy function in Africa or something to represent Africa in the world, bam, you see me, President Mahama, giving the speech.
The peaceful. Ghana have worked hard to end this. It's not magic. It's not magic. They've actually worked hard. They've worked hard, and we must appreciate that Ghanaians have worked hard.
Welcome back again to the channel, to all my amazing subscribers. Thank you for always coming back to the page. Guys, I'm gonna be sharing some couple of videos with you all. When I tell you guys that Ghana has ended it, they've actually ended the peace in their country. They worked hard for it. They did not just sit one place and expect something to happen in their country. They worked hard for it. I'm gonna be sharing with you a couple of videos for you all to watch. Please, as you're watching, do so well to like the video, share the video, and please subscribe to the channel.
The peaceful. Ghana have worked hard to end this. It's not magic. It's not magic. They've actually worked hard. They've worked hard, and we must appreciate that Ghanaians have worked hard to building this legacy. You know, to building this legacy, and in as much as we can, is to join hands with Ghanaians and make sure that we are also helping it better. We don't need to come and spoil. That's why there was a publication I did. It had a big backlash on me. People from my own roots called me. People even in Ghana called me. I was asked to delete that video.
When I tell you guys that John Mahama, Ghana president, is not here to play, you think I'm joking. He has broken another record. Let's get into it. President John Mahama has officially broken ground for a construction of a 24 hours economic model market in Bono region, Damar Akekro. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that way because I'm not from Ghana, right? A move aimed at modernizing local commerce and enhancing economic activities across the country. Speaking at the ceremony on Wednesday, March 18, President Mahama revealed that the initiative will extend to all 261 districts nationwide. The presidency noted in a Facebook post. The markets are planned to feature a range of facilities, including banking services, cold storage units, daycare centers, police and fire posts, clinics, and other extension amenities to support traders and wider communities. It did not just end here. During the visit, the president also inspected progress on the key road infrastructure projects, notably the 80 kilometers Jinin Sampa Road and the Sanyuya Outer Ring Road, emphasizing the importance of quality transportation network in facilitating trade and mobility. I'm sorry if I murdered any of the name because I'm not from Ghana, but the truth is that John Mahama is making a significant change that most of the presidents that Ghanaians have in the past have not done. I can tell you for a whole fact. And nobody should come into my comments and tell me, oh, there are other disadvantages. Yes, a president will not be all complete, but the most important thing is giving those people what you know is important to them. Electricity, lights, road, making traders okay. Honestly, I support Mahama on this. Let me know what you think in the comment section and follow for more. Bye.
So President Mahama is now the African president. Anytime there is anywhere ever there is African function or heavy function in Africa or something to represent Africa in the world, bam, you see me, President Mahama, giving the speech, and everybody standing attention. If you know be him, he no go sweet. Something I used to watch those days as President Kwame Nkrumah used to do those days. I want to show you the team. The TV2 is not coming. The African Human Rights Court in Tanzania. It has been there a long time. In fact, it's now that Mahama is going to give address. That is, the court is trending. I'm even told Nigeria has recognized that court. I'm impressed because 2027 they have election. Let us see how they will recognize that court.
When I made a post on President Mahama's moves towards royalties on gold and resource control, some people did not understand where I was going. I said it was in connection to liberation of Africa, to those that care to understand. Today, as it's reported, 71 licenses has been revoked in Senegal. There must be negotiation. You cannot be having an ocean and be looking for water to shower yourself. We are not supposed to eat crumbs. Africa is so blessed. We are supposed to eat on the table of men, not to eat crumbs. The law remains the law. I'll see you in my next post.
Ghanaians, this history should not be forgotten. I did my bit. Take a listen.
The first ever black professor in the world is a Ghanaian. The first ever scholar from black race is a Ghanaian. A young man that studied law, medicine, logic, metaphysics, physiology, philosophy. Why do you think he wrote as a thesis, or what they call dissertation at that time? You know, why do you think he chose the topic? The absence of sensation in the faculty of sense, in the human mind, and their presence in the organic and living body. Think about this. Why did you think he wrote about that? He chose that topic. It was a deliberate act. He was driving narrative. It was 1734, after his graduation. His defense was on that topic. Why do you think he wrote on that? This is a red gem, for crying out loud. Where is the project? We demand the project works of that man. We demand for professors project work. So if you are with me, please type, let's go. Share this, let it get to the authorities. Please, Africans must wake up and we must demand what belongs to us. Nigeria just demanded for their sculptures that were taken from during the slave trade, and it was returned to Benin Kingdom. And we are talking about intellectual property that will change the entire human race, that will change the entire human, not black race, the entire human race, and reasoning and thinking. And we are not asking for it. We demand for those things to be brought to us. We blacks, we don't know how to cherish our own. We don't know how to build on what we have. We allow people to tell us our history, and it is an error. A black man from Ghana, from Nzima, western region of Ghana, to have achieved this much, and we do not even know or hear about him that much. The United Nations should be supposed to be listening to the speech given by philosophers of Ghana, and with regards to this man, not only philosophers of Ghana, philosophers of every other African nation, using the project work, building on the project work of Professor Anton Amo. This is a man that existed in 1703 to about 1746 when he returned back to Ghana. That is in the archive of top scholars in the world. That his name is supposed to be mentioned when Aristotle, Socrates, and the rest are mentioned. I'm talking about Anton Williams Amo. He was born in 1703. Was snatched from the love of his parents at the age of 5 or thereabout, and was into this transatlantic slave trade thing. And when God wants to ordain a man, like how God wanted to use Moses to liberate the children of Israel from Egypt, was carried by those transatlantic slave traders, you know, Dutch and West Indies, and was given as a gift to the Duke of Bridgewater, where this young man found favor. He found favor, and they took him in as a child, you know, and decided not to use him as a slave, but to make him be seen as a human being, because at that time, let me tell you, blacks were not seen as human beings. Their grandfathers, they were still selling their own. They were, even you that was selling, they didn't even see you as a human being. That is what Anton Amo went to discover when he got to Germany. And at that time, he started fighting for the rights and the privilege of the blacks to be given to the blacks. It was 1727 to 1734, that period. That's hence his thesis in his prelims university project work, that he said that the topic, his title was "Blacks Have No Rights in Europe." He spoke in 6 different languages. He spoke Greek, he spoke Latin, he spoke German, he spoke French, he spoke English, and the German spoke the High and the Low German. This guy was a genius. He's not a regular child. He wasn't a regular child. That's why he was loved by the dukes. The black diamond. He was the black star. The real black star we are talking about. Why do you think Ghana adopted black star? The real black star. In the midst of all the white, he was shining. In the midst of all the white, he was a professor. In the midst of all the white, he was a lecturer. In the midst of all the white, he was a leader. He was a philosopher of high repute. Please, the president of Ghana, I plead with you, continue what Kwame Nkrumah wanted to do, because Kwame Nkrumah wanted to raise a foundation in the name of Professor Amo, and unfortunately, he could not do it. Please, I beg of you. It is a diamond that we need. We need those project works. We need our philosophers. Let there be affiliation. The University of Ghana, Legon, and the University of Halle, Germany. The University of Wittenberg, Ghana, Germany. We need it badly. So we need it badly. The ancestral spirit is back. I'm telling you the truth. We need this project work. I'm not angry for nothing.
Thank you, my brother.
When I was reading the project, when I was having research on this, I was reading this and I was getting angry because at the point they would tell me limited information. When I go to the point, it was limited information. Where are the project of this man?
Any research I did with different personalities within African context, and this was done some time ago. But you know, all this, as you all know, Ghana, the law remains the law.
If Nigeria can as well acquire just a single thing Ghanaians have acquired, I think Nigeria will be a better place. Instead, our president is busy traveling to the UK to go have a handshake with Prince Charles. And he didn't just go there to do something that will bring or give us visa waiver or do something unique. If I should tell you what Tinubu went to do there, you guys are gonna be shocked. But that will be on my next video. But all the same, Ghana has been the one keeping the unity in their country. Without Ghanaians, I don't think the country would be how it is right now. I don't think people want to come to the country if the country is not good. If the country people are not doing well, nobody will want to visit there. But all the same, kudos to Ghanaians. Keep up the good work. And please don't forget to like the video and share.